I am strongly of the opinion, being cognizant of the potential of Auqaf or Waqfs as a parallel economy, there has to be, I guess, a shift of preferences. Most of the time what we see is that there is more bent towards, or attention call it, towards the religious Auqaf. But Waqfs have two other mandates as well that usually get neglected, I guess, in the Indian context. That is philanthropic and educational aspects. But to make these two corners or aspects rich, Waqfs have to be rich. Waqfs have to be income generating, and Waqf assets have to be scaled up or leveled up so that Waqfs really become rich. What we see is that at the moment preferences are more in terms of the developing Waqfs for the religious purposes, and two other mandates, as I said, educational and welfare aspect, get usually neglected. Everywhere, wherever there are good Waqfs in number, Waqf administration has to have a greater attention towards the economic potential and increasing that capacity of Waqfs. That has to be everywhere. Let me tell you that in order to make Waqfs rich, all the Waqf assets, barring graveyards and shrines, have to be made rich by investments, by that renovation, by repair. I mean Waqf buildings, those Waqf assets which really need the attention of the Waqf administration. But that's not happening everywhere. Maybe, focus is there, but I guess not the substantial attention that needs to be in. Another is in terms of Waqf education. When we focus, we need not, I guess, a holistic focus on all the institutions at a time, because that's not happening. The focus, friends, has to be on developing one particular quality model institution of Waqf that itself comes parallel to or stands parallel to any other state developed, government developed quality institution of education. Let you develop one only, that is enough, but it should emanate, it should be defined in terms of the quality of education. In terms of the welfare, include those who have not been included by the state or by the other civil society organizations like NGOs. And a meager help of rupees 300 or 500 or 1000 is not going to do the job. Select your sample and don't give them fish to eat, but train them or develop skills in them so that they can catch the fish by themselves tomorrow. It has to be a sustainable welfare model of Waqf, not the kind of, I must say, kindness of Waqf. Give them food if they are hungry. This should not be the mandate anymore. Make them sustainably developed. That must be our vision, our focus when it comes to developing Auqaf in the Indian context. There are experts, I guess there are administrators, but everyone is not trained in Waqf education or Waqf studies. That too is a focus that I have been always stressing upon. And the first and foremost priority has to be, friends, of developing potentially rich Waqfs. maybe we are not investing much on graveyards, shrines and mosques, but fair investment on Waqf lands, good enough investment on Waqf education, that may in the near future come to fruition, that may yield, that may give us a good income. Waqf orchards and other commercial Waqf assets that need attention, that need special focus, and that need the vision of the Waqf authorities. See what has been usually happening. Priorities have been more political in nature rather than Waqf oriented, and Waqf waywardness that has spread like the culture that has spread like that culture, and there is more politics and less welfare. That needs to be defined out, that needs to be chalked out, so that the route is defined, the route towards development of Auqaf first, because when you develop Waqfs first, Waqfs certainly will develop you in turn. If Waqfs are weak, the community is weak, and Waqfs have to be income generating. Therefore, the target must be always on the income generating Waqfs. Their potential cannot be compromised in any circumstances. That has to be the focus. What is not at the moment. That's why I'm enumerating it here and telling you about it. Also, what I have been stressing upon is the need for learning about the best practices of Waqfs around the globe, the best strategies of Waqfs and international Waqf models. That too need our attention, friends. Waqf authorities need to learn about them. If they are not learning about them, that means no novelty come into the Waqf development, because you cannot just keep on trying one method and have all your focus on the religious Waqfs. You have to always remember that beyond religious Waqfs, there are educational functions to be done, there are welfare functions to be done, there are philanthropic foundation functions to be done. There are lot many more responsibilities. You cannot just invest everything into the faith of Waqf, or Waqf faith or religious Waqf. Other two aspects get neglected, and as I said, it culminates finally into one thing, that is economy. Waqf, in order to keep, in order to be alongside the mainstream economy, in order to be defined as a parallel economy, has to be rich. Therefore, every effort has to be made to make Waqfs rich, so that the community becomes rich, so that the community needs are met tomorrow if Waqfs are literally and potentially rich. Thank you.